Use the example, Ronnie Coleman. I think he has like maybe 2 million followers. Come on, he's the king. Ronnie will always be the king.
Guys were discussing being second, third, fourth, or fifth. Nobody was even talking about first. I'm like, okay.
Ronnie Coleman is just a true freak of nature.
Ronnie, unbeatable when he at his best.
Ronnie Coleman is 8 times Mr. Olympia. He did an amazing thing with his life. People won't forget that. His name will go on forever. So maybe he figures that's a price that was worth.
Yeah, buddy. Lightweight.
Ronald Dean Coleman nasceu em 13 de maio de 1964 na cidade de Monroe, Louisiana, Estados Unidos. Desde pequeno, Ronnie já demonstrava que tinha tendência ao esporte. Ele se destacava jogando futebol americano e sendo um dos melhores levantadores de peso da escola.
I grew up in a small town, but we just had football, basketball, track, and powerlifting. That was it. Nobody did bodybuilding. Because when I was a kid growing up, I was real active, always out in the streets, playing. And everywhere I went, every time I would go to the store, go to the supermarket, people would always ask me if I worked out. I'm like, no.
This is before you worked out?
Before I worked out, yeah.
Okay.
This was when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old. Everybody asked me if I worked out.
So were you just you were just already muscular?
I was real muscular as a kid,
No working out?
No working out at all.
Okay.
I was still real muscular, and people could see, because it looked like I worked out all the time. So I started working out when I was 12 years old and immediately fell in love with it. I'm working out every single day, doing curls. I didn't know what I was doing.
Of course. Yeah.
Na faculdade, seguiu praticando esportes e conciliava sua paixão com os estudos na área de ciências contábeis. Dentre suas paixões estava o futebol americano e nesse esporte, Ronnie chegou a defender o GSU Tigers, um time local.
My dream was always to be a professional football player. So I played football, junior high, high school, college. When I didn't drafted, I I got a degree so I can get a good job with an accounting degree, and I graduated with honors. I figured I'd just be an accountant and make good money there.
But you never were an accountant?
No, I never made it. And I always saw an ad for police officers. That sounds like a job where I can have a lot of fun,
E entrar para a academia de polícia seria um divisor de águas em sua vida. Foi na academia de polícia de Monroe que a vida de Ronnie deu uma volta por completo. Por precisar de mais força física, o futuro fisiculturista foi influenciado por um amigo e passou a treinar musculação. E neste momento foi notado por Brian Thompson, dono da academia Metroflex. Com um olhar apurado, ele notou algo diferente em Ronnie, enxergando que o jovem tinha um grande potencial.
Okay, everybody, this is Brian Thompson. Brian is the guy that got me into bodybuilding about 7, 8 years ago. A friend of mine brought me to this gym. Brian was the guy that told me I needed to be bodybuilding. Finally told me that he'd give me a free membership, and I said, oh, what the heck. Not only, was he there teaching me how to pose and how to dive, but he also gave me a lot of confidence, backing me up 100%, telling me that I could make it in this sport.
Sob o comando de Brian Thompson, Ronnie não demorou muito para chegar ao seu primeiro campeonato. Com um treino adequado e uma alimentação balanceada, os ganhos foram surpreendentes. Com uma musculatura única, Ronnie cresceu de maneira inigualável e, segundo ele, sem utilizar nenhuma substância.
Well, it's like this. God gives everybody talent. He gave me the talent to be a drug-free bodybuilder.
Many people that are gifted like he is won't work that hard. He takes everything very, very seriously, from the diet to the aerobics to the rest to the we even get him out in the sun, tanning, haircut, everything down to a T. It's all very important.
Ronnie estava em ótimas condições para iniciar sua carreira competitiva no fisiculturismo e foi no Mr. Texas sua primeira aparição. Ainda sem ser conhecido, estreou em 1990, apenas como um atleta amador, e Ronnie foi campeão do torneio ganhando ainda mais gás para as próximas competições.
I had people tell me that I can do it, so I'm just taking it one step at a time, one day at a time, until I reach that goal. I just got a burning desire to be successful in life.
Ronnie se inscreveu no Campeonato Mundial Amador de 1991. Viajando para a Polônia, na esperança de se destacar, cumpriu com seu objetivo, sendo um grande nome da noite. Seu físico único impressionou os juízes e, com isso, seus concorrentes foram ofuscados, terminando a competição com Ronnie no topo. Além disso, com a conquista, conseguiu seu Pro Card e, aos 27 anos, se tornando um profissional, levando o maior evento amador do fisiculturismo, sendo ganhado por um Ronnie Coleman natural.
And this guy must pop steroids by the handful.
Oh, but no. I'm going to fool a lot of people, and I'm still fooling a lot of people. A lot of people don't think I'm drug-free, but hey, I tell them like this. I take a drug test anytime, any day, any place, and anywhere, but at your expense. As a matter of fact, I took 2 before I won the Mr. Universe.
Seus primeiros anos no profissional não foram fáceis. Seu primeiro show como um atleta pro foi o Chicago Pro Championship de 1992, que contou com um forte line-up, incluindo nomes como Bob Paris, Kevin Levrone e Milo Sarcev, mas Ronnie ficando somente na 11ª colocação. Com muita expectativa, Ronnie chegou na disputa de seu primeiro Mr. Olympia em 1992.
So I did my first Mr. Olympia in 1992. I was pretty much a fan on stage, up there with all those guys. I didn't get not one call out. I didn't place. I was just there. I just stood there the whole show.
Após um primeiro ano mais apagado, Ronnie sabia que o caminho certo era persistir. Em 1993, fez 4 shows profissionais. Ele estava progredindo, mas mesmo assim, acabou fora do Mr. Olympia daquele ano.
I didn't qualify in 1993. You had to place in the top 3 in a regular. I got like 5th, 6th every show I went to.
Why do you think that was?
Yeah, I wasn't big enough, and I wasn't doing what the guys were doing.
Is there a lot of like politics in the?
Yeah, it's a lot of politics.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of fan favorites or people doing X.
And
They know everyone.
I wasn't a favorite.
No,
because I turned pro quick. You know, a lot of guys, they build their reputation in the amateur ranks, and then once they become pro, they're real popular. Well, I turned pro right away. You know, I didn't get a chance to build a reputation in the amateur ranks.
No ano seguinte, seguiu como em 1993, sem muito avanço. E no ano de 1994, no Mr. Olympia, Ronnie se classificou, mas ficou em 15º lugar dos 23 competidores, mesmo sem usar qualquer substância. Com uma genética única e um corpo muito bem construído, sabia que podia mais, e em 95 decidiu levar as coisas um pouco mais a sério.
So I probably did my first cycle in 1995. So that's when I started winning, you know, just regular shows. You know,
So it was-
not in the Olympia.
Yeah.
Like 95, I placed, I think 15th. I didn't start taking anything till I was 30. I did everything naturally for a long, long time because I was, like I said, gifted.
What inspired you? What made you decide when you were 30 that you had to do something?
Got tired of getting my ass kicked. The highest I would place was like 3rd or something, you know. The other guys got a competitive advantage on you. So let's make this thing equal. This guy by the name of Flex Wheeler, he taught me a lot. I just went to his room one day, you know, and I like, man, what are you doing to win all these shows? So he just laid out a list, said, hey, we doing this, this, this. Yeah, I know a guy that can get you everything you need. I'm like, okay.
Em 1995, aos 31 anos, a futura lenda competiu no Canadá Pro Cup. Este show foi preenchido com outra formação repleta de estrelas, mas dessa vez Ronnie conseguiu vencer seus oponentes e, após ultrapassar atletas como Hit Kasper e Milo Sarcev, finalmente levou para casa seu primeiro troféu como fisiculturista profissional. Essa vitória o colocou no centro das atenções e ele passou a ser visto como uma das próximas estrelas do bodybuilding.
Last year, I think I was about 233, 34 pounds. This year, I was about 15 pounds heavier than I was last year. So I came prepared to do battle with these guys, and I think I put everything I had into it, and I think I got a good result from it. At least I hope I did anyway.
I'm moving up in places. I'm doing a little bit better. I'm winning shows. Bodybuilding is starting to look up for me. In '96, I did pretty good in the Olympia. 7th place in the Olympia that year. They drug tested too, I remember. And NASA failed. So everybody behind him moved up. So I think he ended up in like 6 from him getting disqualified. So things are getting better and better every year.
Apesar de estar cada vez maior e com uma musculatura cada vez mais desenvolvida, as grandes glórias ainda não chegavam a Ronnie, que seguia sonhando com o topo do Olímpia, e o ano de 1997 foi bastante doloroso para o fisiculturista, fazendo com que quase desistisse de competir.
Is yours most painful the loss to Jay?
My most painful? Losing to Lee Priest.
I think you lost 5 times that year too. It was like 5 different events that had happened too.
I was 5 times depressed. I can remember like it was yesterday. I went to the Arnold Classic, and the show before the Arnold was the Iron Man, and I ended up in like 3rd, but the guy who won the show was Lee Priest.
What bothered you about losing to Lee out of everybody?
He was a little guy. I was a big guy.
Losing to a 5'4" guy was kind of...
Yeah. I remember going after pre-judge. I went back to my room. My girlfriend at the time was Vicky, a girl named Vicky Gay. She was competing in the show too. I'm like, I'm done with this bodybuilding stuff. And guys like Lee Priest beat me. I don't think this is for me. She's like, boy, shut up. You ain't gonna quit. And I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I might do quit. I might lose my free membership in the gym. So I think I ain't gonna hang around here for a little while longer. So that year at the Olympia, I got 9th.
E ainda bem que Ronnie não desistiu. O futuro reservava coisas ainda maiores e mais belas. Ele não podia ficar parado, não conseguia mais aguentar chegar perto e não alcançar o topo. Vendo Kevin Levrone, que estava em uma grande sequência de vitórias, um conselho inusitado virou a chave para Coleman.
A lot of people don't know it, but I learned from the guys that beat me. I wasn't the best, so I went and talked to the guys that who were the best, like Flex and Kevin and all those guys, and they gave me the knowledge that took me to the next level.
We were in wrestling one time, and he came to me, and I had won everything, 6 straight shows.
I was placing like 4th and 5th, in every show because I was kind of like burnt out for the most part, from down. But I remember Kevin is winning every show, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing to win all these shows? So I went to Kevin's room. I'm like, Kevin.
I was in there eating pizza and stuff, just chilling. I just won a show. Heard a knock on the door. Look, open the door. It's Ronnie.
Hey, man, what you doing? You don't mind if I come in here? I want to ask you something.
I said, all right, come on in, big dog. What's up?
Man, what's the trick? What you doing, Kevin?
What are you doing? How you stand so hard, to win all these shows? He's like, one of them doing? I'm like, yeah.
I said, dude, listen, man. I said, you've been carrying your food around. You're so serious. You're measuring out your food. You're doing. You gotta just relax, Ronnie. I said, won't you just have a seat, man? Do a shot of his vodka with me.
So he goes over to his coffee maker and pours the coffee in a cup. Then he goes to the refrigerator and pulls out a bottle of vodka, and he pours that into the cup. And he says, drink that.
I don't drink no alcohol, Kevin. You know that? I don't drink no alcohol, man. Man, bodybuilders can't do that.
Dude, I don't drink no vodka.
I said, look, big dog. I said, listen, take a shot of this vodka, man. You'll be all right. I said, you just chill, man. Take it easy. So he took a shot.
Man, you sure?
I said, yeah, I'm sure.
So I'm like, okay.
So he drank it, and
man, this stuff don't taste right, man. I ain't used to this in my body, but if you say do it, I'm gonna do it.
I said, all right, go ahead and drink that. All right, so he drank it. We sat down and talked a little more. Talked about training, working out. I gave him another shot. Gave him another shot, right? So about a 5th shot, he's like,
man, this stuff pretty good. You got it. Let me have another shot of that. Man, that vodka, that made me feel real good.
So he got up, and I said, listen, eat some of this pizza. Ate a little bit of pizza. And he left and went to his room. So I didn't see him until the next morning. We woke up, went to saw him backstage, pumping up, pulled his clothes off. And I looked at him, dude, and my jaw just dropped. I was like, damn.
I drank that coffee and that vodka and went to the show the next day and beat Kevin.
I think that by him having the alcohol, it dehydrated him just a little more, but it was able to also relax him to not think about any food, not think about anything. And I think that relaxed state of mind just let the water just leave his body. And when Ronnie hit that stage, man, it was all over. It was like, where this dude come from?
Vencendo Kevin Levrone no Grande Prêmio da Rússia, isso impulsionou a carreira de Coleman. O impulso foi tão forte que no ano seguinte, em 1998, o tão sonhado título chegou. O multicampeão Dorian Yates parou de competir forçadamente devido às muitas lesões e com isso o título ficou para uma nova geração de competidores. Ainda que Coleman estivesse na competição e bastante motivado, o nome da vez para o título de Mr. Olympia era Flex Wheeler. Era visto como o principal nome da competição e vinha ganhando todos os troféus que competia. Mas assim como Coleman, ainda faltava o Olympia. Ronnie, que tinha terminado em 9º no ano anterior, não era considerado uma grande ameaça. No entanto, contrariando todas as expectativas, surpreendeu os jurados e de maneira inédita venceu Flex Wheeler e conquistou seu primeiro Mr. Olympia.
I'd never beat none of these guys. Never. Every time they called out a name, I thought it was going to be me. And when they called Kevin for 4th, I'm like, whoa, I'm going to get 3rd now. Because I know they're getting ready to call my name. And when they said Master, I freaked out a little bit in my mind. Because I knew I was 2nd. And when he said Flex, I like, he made a mistake.
Thank everybody for a wonderful win. Never thought it would come true, but I worked hard for it.
Ronnie Coleman.
I couldn't have done this without Vicky. Vicky was there every day. Chad, hey, we did it, baby. We did it. We did it. This is where I got my genetics from, right here. Right here. This is why I'm the winner. Right here.
Com pouquíssimo tempo de carreira profissional e sem ter passado por muitas categorias amadoras, Ronnie ia conquistando seu espaço no mundo do fisiculturismo e chamando cada vez mais a atenção pelo seu físico único. A genética realmente era totalmente favorável a ele. Com a chegada forte de Ronnie no fisiculturismo profissional, os adversários precisaram correr atrás e seguiram treinando fortemente para buscar o título do tão sonhado Mr. Olympia. Flex Wheeler, que havia perdido para Ronnie em 1998, queria revanche e se dedicou integralmente para conquistar o torneio. O primeiro lugar para ele parecia algo certo. No entanto, o adversário que competia com ele era ninguém mais e ninguém menos que Ronnie.
You know, the next year I came in actually 15 pounds heavier. That's pretty hard to do when you're in your prime, to come in 15 pounds heavier and in better shape. And for whatever reason, he kind of missed his peak. You know, he wasn't there. So immediately when we take off our clothes backstage, we know what's going on. You know, when we have a look at you like, yeah, as soon as you take your clothes off, we already know, who's the challenge, who's not. So, I got undressed, we're working out, and Ronnie finally get undressed and like, oh my God, you got him. So everybody's running out to me back, you got him, you got his ass. I'm like, I got him, right? Yeah. So I go off on stage and, big story is he perfect scores me.
Ronnie tinha DNA de campeão e aquele momento era dele. Venceu mais um Olympia, desbancando seu principal adversário. Enquanto Ronnie celebrava, Wheeler virou-se de costas como protesto e revolta, retirando a medalha de seu pescoço. 1998 era para ser o seu ano. O astro seguiu vencendo tudo. Experimentou uma série de vitórias, dominando a maioria das competições em que participou. Em 2000, venceu o Mr. Olympia novamente, incontestável, deixando para trás Kevin Levrone, Flex, Sean Ray, Nasser Al-Sonbat. Ninguém o parava. O ano de 2001 chegava e um novo adversário à altura estava aparecendo para acirrar a competição do Olympia, que via Coleman se distanciar cada vez mais dos restantes. Esse nome era Jay Cutler. Surgiu como candidato a derrotar sua sequência positiva e com um corpo equilibrado e denso chamou a atenção dos jurados e de todo o público. Era apenas o seu terceiro Olímpia e estava surpreendendo todos.
For 9 years consistently, and I continue to prove every year, and you got to eat, sleep, and train, live bodybuilding to be able to produce and be at this level.
And there he is, out of Aliso Viejo, Jay Cutler, 254 pounds, finding himself in the unusual predicament of having to knock out the champion, Ronnie Coleman.
Na primeira rodada de pré-julgamento, o rei perdeu por 6 pontos para Jay, e com essa pontuação dificilmente brigaria pelo título.
You know, this is the thing where people say Ronnie Coleman was unbeatable. Listen, I caught Ronnie Coleman. Like, everyone slips, right?
Yeah.
And arguably, Ron, with the judges' scores, in 01, I won that contest, okay? We as bodybuilders know the prejudging matters, right?
Yeah.
The night show, we didn't have confirmation rounds. We had a posing round then.
Right.
And somehow I lost the posing round and I lost the pose down that I had won that morning by a landslide. I was ahead by 6 points.
Nessa primeira noite, Ronnie chegou inchado, não estava seco como costumava, enquanto os demais apresentavam um condicionamento melhor. Mas tudo mudou na segunda noite, quando Ronnie chegou desidratado, muito desidratado, seco e em plena forma, surpreendendo a todos e conquistando mais um Mr. Olympia. Apesar da decisão considerada controversa por muitos, foi um dos poucos momentos que The King pareceu vulnerável.
And this sport is not worth dying for. No. Not at all. Because I remember back in 2001, I'll never forget it like it was yesterday. I woke up the morning of Olympia and I felt awful.
Yeah.
I was totally dehydrated. But this morning, I felt awful. I felt real bad. I was to the point where I felt like I was kind of dying.
Yeah.
And it scared the living hell out of me. I called my nutritionist. I said, hey, dude, I feel awful. Forget this show. I'm going to the hospital. I'm not going to die for this sport. I'm going to the hospital. I could barely get out of bed. And I've never felt like this. So I just called him and I like, hey, forget this show.
Yeah.
I want to live. I'm going to the hospital right now. He's like, no, you work too hard. I tell you what you do, just grab a gallon of water and drink as much as you can. And that's what I did. I grabbed a gallon of water and I drank the whole thing. And I felt good.
So you were severely dehydrated.
I was severely dehydrated.
You could have died.
If I hadn't drank that water, yeah.
Mesmo assim, Ronnie seguiu e voltou a subir no Olímpia de 2002, este sendo um dos mais contestáveis e promovendo uma das maiores vaias no momento da premiação. Durante as colocações, um campeão do povo, como na ficção, um Rocky Balboa, surgiu. Um alemão que mostrava sempre um sorriso no rosto, carismático e com 300 libras, 136 quilos no palco, simétrico, com uma condição incrível, Gunther Stillierkamp.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like the work I do with people, fans, how I promote bodybuilding.
Mas não seria esse ano que um novo rei seria coroado. E para consternação do público, a surpresa que se tornou favorita, Gunther ficaria somente com a 5ª colocação.
And they will take the 5th place award and present them to Gunther Stillierkamp.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. Here we go. Here we go.
What a guy, right? The guy's such a professional. Top 5. Standing ovation. Look at the audience. Look at that. Unbelievable.
Hey guys, just want to let you know, you made my day. That means more to me than the placing. Thank you very much.
What a class act. Wow. He's a real gentleman.
Em 2002, Coleman se tornou pentacampeão do Mr. Olympia, além de faturar o Grand Prix da Holanda. No entanto, o sinal de alerta acendeu para um adversário. novamente Gunther Stiller-Kemp, com uma condição incrível, vencendo Ronnie no Show of Strength, seu único show pro a qual o alemão foi campeão. Ronnie se tornando um dos poucos Mr. Olympias a perder uma competição fora do Olímpico, desde Sérgio Oliva em 1970, quando foi derrotado por Arnold.
Did you see a bit of a change in Ronnie's kind of fire after the GNC show? Because you pulled him right down for that and obviously got beat by Gunther. Then did you see like a complete change in his attitude for the 2003?
100%. A lot of times after the Olympia, he would take a break, he'd go on a cruise. We would kind of just chill out. After the GNC, we basically talked and we were like, listen, we got to change everything. We got to revamp this and we got to shock the fuck out of the world. Like we got to, we're going to have to redo this. And literally, we would have never probably seen 03 without the GNC.
I went to the gym every day with this attitude. If they want to go to war, I'll take them to war. I was trying to distance myself from everybody else, so I kept getting bigger and bigger, so nobody would catch up with me. They are actually trying to really take this title from me, so I got to do something different. I got to train just a little bit harder and a little bit heavier. I was doing 500-pound bench press for reps, 800-pound deadlifts for reps, 800-pound squats for reps. I mean, I would put like 245-pound plates on on machines. Oh, that wasn't enough for me. I put another 45 on and another 45 on.
O ano de 2002 tirou Coleman de sua zona de conforto, trabalhando mais duro, mais pesado do que nunca. 2003 seria um dos embates mais incríveis nos palcos. Jay Cutler voltava após participar do Olympia de 2002 com um físico incrível.
I was confident for when I went in that show. I said, I'm going to win the Mr. Olympia.
Yeah.
I had already won everything that year. I won the Arnold, all the Grand Prix. I won the Ironman that year. I was the biggest thing in bodybuilding at that point, like coming up strong, and I was getting better. And Coleman shows up and takes his clothes off backstage, and I just said, oh, shit.
Coleman subiu no palco do Olympia com um dos melhores shapes de sua carreira, não deixando dúvidas que aquele ano ainda seria o detentor do título. 2004, Jay Cutler vinha novamente como o principal rival de Ronnie. A mídia fazia questão de montar uma narrativa que ambos eram inimigos e que uma grande batalha seria travada naquele ano. Um espetáculo e uma das maiores rivalidades diante de todos.
I have great respect for Ronnie, but people say this guy is unbeatable, and I don't agree with that. Everyone's beatable on a certain day, and I'm gonna win this Olympia eventually.
Now, I asked you this question a minute ago, but I'm going to ask you it again for all these people. Jay Cutler said you were 100% beatable.
Hey, I'm hot.
What do you say about that?
I say Jay Cutler is smoking crack. He ain't in his right mind.
But this is my town, my home, my place.
Well, your home just been invaded like Iraq. The U.S. invaded Iraq. I'm invading your hometown, buddy.
I'm gonna have to chase you out, brother.
We know what happened.
I'm gonna have to chase you out.
We know what happened to Iraq. So
1 point between Jay Cutler and Ronnie Coleman. Each finalist will now challenge individually each of his competitors going down the line. Is abs and thighs. 5 seconds. Ronnie against Gunther. Ron Coleman. The challenge is side chest. Marcus versus Jay. 5 seconds. Our judges vote. Jay Cutler. The judges say Ronnie wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's 1 point difference between Ron Coleman and Jay Cutler. This pose is worth 2 points. The winner of this pose is Mr. Olympia.
This is for Mr. Olympia.
Mr. Olympia. Ladies and gentlemen, who is it going to be?
Ronnie Coleman.
Ronnie Coleman.
Mr. Olympia.
Olympia.
For the 7th straight year.
Named synonymous with the Mr. Olympia title over the past 7 years because he's won every single one of them. Tonight he looks to break Arnold Schwarzenegger's record of 7 titles and tries to tie the all-time record of Lee Haney's 8 titles. He's won every event he's entered except one since 1998. And you know what, folks? The Bible was wrong. On the 7th day, God didn't rest. On the 7th day, God created Ronnie Coleman.
He's calm.
And the award for second place goes to Jay Cutler.
Mesmo conseguindo igualar 8 vezes o título de Mr. Olympia, aquele ano ficou claro que as ameaças estavam cada vez mais próximas. Gustavo Badel, que vinha despontando como uma revelação do fisiculturismo mundial, chegou a ganhar de Coleman na rodada de desafios e Jay Cutler estava cada vez mais perto de destronar Ronnie. 2006 aguardava um dos mais incríveis shows da história do Olympia. Jay Cutler tinha subido pela primeira vez nos palcos do Olympia em 1999, conseguindo a 15ª colocação. 2000 já subiu para o top 10 com a 8ª posição, e desde 2001, toda vez que subia nos palcos junto com Ronnie, acabava sempre sendo deixado para trás. Mas 2006 seria o início de um novo reinado no Olympia. A cada pose de lado a lado eram colocados. Estava à vista que Coleman não estava nem perto do seu melhor condicionamento, mas Jay, incrivelmente condicionado, colocou seu nome entre os Mr. Olympias.
Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman? I will now announce the winner of the 2006 Mr. Olympia. The next name you hear will be the winner of the 2006 Mr. Olympia. You can bring the Olympia gold medal, the Sandow statue, and a check for $155,000 to the 2006 Mr. Olympia, Jay Cutler!
Muitos cogitaram que aquele seria o momento certo para Lee finalizar sua trajetória no fisiculturismo, mas não para Ronnie.
I would imagine that this is a pretty interesting time to be talking to you, because after 8 straight Mr. Olympia titles, you just lost.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing with that?
I'm doing pretty good with it.
Yeah?
Believe it or not.
Yeah?
It was hard at first, but I got through it.
What was hard about it?
Knowing that I was going to lose, that was the hardest thing in the world for me.
Um fisiculturista que sempre buscou ser o maior de todos, também foi obrigado a pagar o preço pelas suas escolhas grandiosas. Com treinamentos pesados e uma força fora do comum, Ronnie viveu com muitas lesões desde muito novo. Inclusive, seu sobrepeso muscular acabou forçando os discos da coluna, ocasionando uma hérnia de disco grave e inúmeros outros traumas ao seu corpo.
Then you've had a bunch of surgeries, and
13 so far.
And what started that off?
Well, I kind of hurt my back in high school when I was powerlifting, and then I hurt it again in college when I was playing football. Hurt my back and neck, and I did chiropractic for a long time. And then one day in the gym, I heard it like in '96. I kind of herniated a disc. And I guess it just got worse over time. And yeah, I can remember in high school and college, you know, I was in pain some days.
All the time?
All the time, yeah. So after a while, you kind of get used to it and it doesn't really bother you. I remember when I herniated my disc, I finished my workout. I was squatting 600. I remember like it was yesterday. I was coming up on rep number 8, and all of a sudden, pow! It was a loud gunshot sound. You know, I do 600 for like 12, 13 reps all the time. This time I took a couple weeks off, and I thought I was still as strong as I was, you know, when I took the time off, but I wasn't. I lost a little strength, and that's why that disc snapped on me like that. I've had 13 surgeries. I had 3 in 1 year. So I was always in the hospital. I had back-to-back surgeries all the way up to 2020. The first one was back. The second one was back. And then I think the third one was neck. And then back, and hip, back, hip.
And what did you get done to your hips? You get your hips replaced?
Yeah, both of them.
Subiria mais uma vez aos palcos do Olímpia em 2007 e finalizar sua incrível trajetória e marcar seu nome, sendo considerado até hoje para muitos o maior bodybuilding de todos os tempos.
And the 4th place award to Ronnie Coleman.
All glory goes to God. And of course, y'all are the greatest fans ever. I love y'all all. Y'all made me have the best life that a guy could ever have. And I could have never done it without y'all. It was my pleasure and my honor to be here all these years. I never thought I'd do it. And just remember one thing. God has a plan for each and every one of us. My life took a change forever when I met Brian Dobson, who told me that I could be the best bodybuilder in the world.
Ronnie, #1, man.
I am still the best bodybuilder because God led Brian into my life.
I didn't do this thing all by myself. I had some help. My angel, Brian Dobson. Thank you.